Hey everybody, it's Jefferson with Bo Birdie. Welcome. Today we have Art Borden, a very good friend of mine. And Art, I'm going to ask you a little bit about your golf life.
Uh-oh.
But I always start with the same question on every interview. The viewers already know this. I'm going to ask you, would you rather have 2 pars or a birdie and a bogey?
2 pars.
Okay. Now let's dive into the interview. Okay. So Art, besides being a good friend and a work colleague, also there's something very important about him in my golf life or my golf chapter. Art is the one that got me into golf. Art, why did you do that?
Well, I was working part-time and I needed somebody to play with me when I didn't want to work in the office.
Is that really true?
Yeah, that's about as true as it is.
Well, there's also, I think that Art, when I first met him, I realized he's a very intelligent man, but he looks for ways that he can be better at his job. And my job, I worked in sales. Art worked in foundation, giving, planned giving and so forth. But I think that golf, in your mind, could be a way to get to know people better. Are you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, you get to know people on the golf course quite well. You don't get to talk much business, but you get to know if they're the kind of people you want to do business with or associate with.
Okay. Yeah, that I feel the same way. It seems to work that way. Okay. So, Art, how old were you when you started playing golf?
I was 73.
20 what?
You want to know the story?
73, yes, I want to know the story.
Well, my wife and I were flying back from Sydney, Australia
Okay.
to San Francisco. And that's what, a 14-hour flight.
It's a long one.
We were in business class and up in the upper section of the 747. And I said to her, you know, I'm too old to play baseball. I'm too old to play football. I think when I get back home, I'll buy a decent set of clubs and take lessons and learn how to play golf.
So you just received some kind of revelation or some kind of inspiration that...
Well, I want to do something, and I figured golf or bowling were about the only 2 things I could do, and golf got you outside. And you know, I've never seen an ugly golf course. I've seen some of them more beautiful than others, but never seen an ugly golf course.
I've seen some ugly bowling alleys, by the way. Were you a good athlete when you were younger?
No.
Were you an athlete when you were younger?
I played basketball.
Okay.
The only reason I played was because I was 6 feet 6 inches tall, and I was. We only had 7 or 8 people in my high school, and I was able to make the team because of my height.
Okay.
But I was a klutz.
Well, I was going to share with the viewers that we have a lot of things in common. One is we're extremely handsome, and 2 is we're both very tall, and 3 we're both klutzes. But what'd your wife think about this plan?
Oh, she said, that would be a good idea. And she said, you know what? I think I'd like to get a new sewing machine.
Hang on a second. That sounds like leverage.
I have wondered since then if it was. Because, you know, her sewing machine costs more than my golf clubs and lessons put together.
Wow, that's some sewing machine. She might have been teaching a life lesson. It's hard to say there. Are you or were you a competitive golfer? How seriously did you take the game of golf?
I played it for fun, but I wanted to win. And the strange thing, Jeff, if we played a $2 Nassau, I played better for $2 than I did for nothing.
Okay, so it actually motivated you.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm just the opposite. I crack under pressure. I'm better if we didn't play for any money. Did you ever have any perfect golf moments? Is there anything in your head that stands out as something special that happened while you were golfing?
Well, I had one day down at the Homestead on their championship course. Every year there were 70 or 80 people that used to go down there and play for 3 days on the golf courses. And the first day out, I was paired up with 3 people I didn't know. They always like to have an A, B, C, D golfer.
Okay.
I was the D golfer because I
Right.
was the oldest. But that day, I couldn't hardly do anything wrong around the green or on the greens.
You were in the zone.
I putted like lights were out. I got my first hole in one that day.
Wow. First, hang on a second. Does that mean you have more than one hole in one?
I have 2 holes in one.
Nice, nice. That would be twice what I have. What do you like most about golf?
Golf was a chance to be with friends, to be out in a beautiful scenery, to get an easy but decent workout, and it was competitive. I'm competitive in
Right.
whatever I do.
So you enjoyed that. What do you like least about the game of golf?
Playing in the cold and rain.
Okay, can't argue that. Do you have any favorite golf courses or favorite holes that you remember?
I know I don't know of any favorites. I've played in a number of places. Played up in Canada. Played out west a little bit, but I don't have any real favorites. I just
Nothing
enjoy
that
being
stands
yeah.
out. Okay. One thing I noticed about you when you were golfing is that you seemed to enjoy the camaraderie, the friendship, the people you were golfing with, maybe as much as the golf itself. You're a fun person to golf with. That's one thing I noticed.
It was yes, I enjoyed the company and playing golf. I played with a lot of nice people.
Do any of your children play golf?
My youngest son has started taking it up seriously now. He's playing about twice a week,
Okay.
and he's still not quite playing bogey golf. He's a little over bogey golf.
Have you given them any golf, what would you call it, advice, tips?
Yes, I have. I told him to get some lessons.
Yeah, good. That's a really good one. What would you say to someone 70 or older that's never played golf that's considering doing so?
Do it because it's a game you can adapt to your age and you can get out and enjoy it. I played for 16 years and really enjoyed it for the 16 years.
Yeah, so you're talking in past tense because I already know you don't play golf anymore.
No,
Why is that?
I quit when I was 89. Well, my home course was a relatively short course, and I had the capability when I was playing from the forward tees to par any hole sometime or other. I didn't par every hole, but I had that potential. And then when I got to where I was just too weak to have that, it wasn't fun anymore, so I just decided to quit.
Okay, so how old are you now?
93.
Do you ever miss playing golf?
No, I don't.
So you quit at the right time.
I made up my mind to quit, and I quit, and I do other things, and I don't miss it.
Okay. When was the last time? Do you remember the last time you played golf?
Yeah, the last time I played golf, you were one of the players.
He was blackmailed, by the way, into playing. Go ahead, tell the story.
Well, my former boss, who's younger than my youngest daughter at VMRC, and I got her into playing golf.
Okay.
And when I said I was quitting, she said, well, you're going to play one more round. You're going to play with me, and you're going to play with Jeff, and you're going to play with Les Helmuth. And so in the fall of my 89th year, we went out and we played 18 holes and had a great time.
Okay.
But I knew then that I made the right decision in quitting.
Interesting. I have it on video, by the way, that day. It was a wonderful day. And Art played extremely well. We were starting to wonder if maybe he retired too early. But I remember asking you that on that day, and you said, no, this is how I want to go out.
Yes.
All right. Well, Art, my last question is what I try to do on any interview is when I'm talking to someone, I like to ask them, is there anything I should have asked you that I did not ask you?
That's a good question. And I think we pretty much covered my golf experience. I just had a good time playing golf, and I just enjoyed the company, enjoyed your company, and Diane's, which we played together a number of times. And it was a good life.
Yes, yes, you were a fun golfer, and I'm so glad that you introduced me to this crazy, terrible game of golf. And thank you so much for letting me interview you today.
Oh yeah, it is a frustrating game,
For
but
sure.
it is still a rewarding game.
So thanks everybody from Bo Birdie. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.